Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of Daggerheart, the Broken Spine, where nothing crazy whatsoever ever happens around this group and their little goblin who you taught a magic word to, and now she uses it to cause your life havoc. Nothing crazy happens. Let's go around and introduce everybody. Let's start with Maggie tonight.
Think I'm missing a dice, but it's okay. I'll check when I get home. Hi, I'm Maggie. I play Grace Halbert, our human sorcerer bard. And yeah, I do stuff.
Hooray.
Let's hop over to Ryan.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm playing Nyx. He is a seraph. And I am glad to be here. Happy Thanksgiving week, everyone. I will pass it to Jason.
Hey, I'm Jason. I'll be playing Astoi, our fungal warrior druid. And yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope everybody had a great one. And I do stuff too. And I'll pass it to Carly.
Right. Hi, I'm Carly. I GM, which means that I play everybody that they aren't playing. And I play games and I make dice. I have a dice sale going on currently, so check it out if you want dice. Yeah, we'll see if any of our characters remember anything that happened. With that, let's bring it over to Lauren, whose character really wants to remember what happened.
I do, and I'm afraid for what's about to happen. But yeah, I'm Lauren. I play our Guardian Seraph multi-class Triss. I also do things. You can see some of the things I do in the back because I'm getting ready for a Stormlight Archive shoot on Sunday, and still have a lot of work to do. So if you're wondering why there's a giant spear behind me, that's why. I didn't have time to put up my screen today. So
Just makes it more interesting.
yeah, right. I think it's just back to Jeremy now, yeah?
I guess that is the case. Hey, I'm Jeremy. This here's my channel. You can see me here doing stuff. Like the upcoming Hunter Bad Blood, which is tomorrow night. Might be the finale, might not be. It really depends on about half of the group that you see on the screen right now and what shenanigans they get up to tomorrow night. So join us for that. That's at 8 p.m. And also this Saturday, I won't be on screen. Actually, I might be on screen for this because we have a player down and I might fill in for that. We're doing episode 2 of Shadow Dark Wanderings into the Dark. Looking forward to that whole that is a whole group of chaos. If Knots was a group of people, it would be that group. It's amazing.
Oh no.
Yeah, you should tune in. It's awesome. Yeah, so that's this weekend. You should tune in. What's that, Jason?
That's the collective name for a group of knots.
Right.
Chaos.
A chaos, totally.
A chaos
we have
of
a
knots.
chaos of
Yeah,
knots. Love it. Well, I was going to hand it off to Carly, but
Uh-oh. Frozen.
Carly has vacated the premises. You know what else we have going on? On Wednesday is the next episode of For the Horde of the Dragon Queen. Welcome back. Those are at 1 p.m. Eastern. You should tune in for that. That's awesome. Welcome back, Carly. You good?
Sorry, you guys all just went wonky, and then I got kicked out of the Video Ninja. So.
Your audio is so much louder coming back. I don't know why.
I didn't touch anything.
We're doing great, guys.
Yeah.
I didn't touch anything. I got kicked out and I reloaded, and that's it. That's all I did.
All right. Just do a quick.
It wanted to make sure you were heard.
Right. Just do a quick sound check. How's it
Hi, hello.
going?
I'm Carly. Apparently, Video Ninja doesn't like me today. He kicked me out.
It's been a little funky, but I think we're okay now.
Okay.
And it's all you now. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah. So, last we left off, our characters, recovered from their fight with some rock monsters, made a nuisance of themselves, drew some more rock monsters, ran away from said rock monsters, followed the exact trail of the other set of tunnels that they went in to get out of this underground labyrinth. They did find an exit in the same place, although eventually it started to look different when they exited. Well, I guess I should say when Soy exited, as the cave that this tunnel came out into was not very big. And once he left the plane of the cave, completely forgot everything that had just happened in the last day. So, Soy doesn't remember anything about this crazy labyrinth of a place. They attempted to test to see if Stoy would further remember, and I think, well, he did not. It did not work. And so they all decided, we're gonna rest. Yeah, maybe, hopefully, potentially figure out how to remember what happened. And that's where we left off. Everybody has just gotten a nice long rest. They ate some food, attempted to prepare for the day. Maggie, because you weren't here for some of the stuff, Grace has multiple ways that she could attempt to help people remember. So above table, you can not only provide help by spending hope to add to their roll, you can also spend your stress for your primal origin to add the +2 to their roll as well. And then also above table, if you're doing both of those things for them, they can use your sorcerer's hope ability as a last-ditch effort to attempt, which is they can spend the 3 hope to double the result of their hope die.
Gotcha.
So a lot of resources on your side, but these were all things that you are able to help them with.
So, whoever wants to, I'll do this to. Can I do it on multiple people, or is it?
But one at a time. So it would cost
Okay.
you a stress and a hope each time.
Okay.
We sleep through the night.
Yes, you did.
That's right. That's right.
You might have heard the frantic scribbling of Knots as she wrote down various notes about what happened. Glancing over, you might have noticed the very first thing is a drawing of her holding up her hand, shouting a certain magic word, with notes that say that magic word summons a globe that attracts earth elementals, and so to use with caution.
Oh no.
Okay.
So
Who?
Oh.
Go for it.
I don't know if we want to exit here or not. From what little I saw out there, we're pretty high up. It's snow and ice out there, and it's pretty steep.
Was this where we need to go? According to, the geophysic compass or whatever it is that
I don't know.
the next can use?
This is the only exit we're aware of, unless we want to go search the labyrinth beneath us, which is just going to waste more time. I think this is our best bet.
Well, that was what I was going to suggest is, well, I mean, you guys said there was some teleportation thing down there, right? We could go use that and try to go back to where we were.
But we need to be here to try and intercept the people we're chasing.
Oh, so this is where they went?
This is closer to where they are, we believe.
Yes. It's the closest we could get using the teleportation circles that we found.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't remember any of that, so I mean, if you say so, I could try to scout it a little bit. I mean, it's going to be pretty dangerous going down the mountain here. I could try to fly and see if there's other cave exits.
I mean, to be fair, we were going up the mountain to begin with to try and catch up with these people, and now if we're even higher, it just means we're them closer, right?
I mean, I don't know why we came here, so. You guys-
Question
yeah.
for the DM.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use I know places to see if I know where we are?
You do not. You do not. You already took a look last night, and you're not sure other than hi.
Gotcha.
Now, Astoy would remember that we were after these people and we were going up the other side of the mountain, right? Or the mountain
Yes,
where
I
Stoy
remember
would
before.
remember
Okay.
until up until you guys, like right before you guys discovered the illusion.
And I was thinking about this last night. What if they use this as like an execution method for people that lived in there? Like if they were born and grew up there and they kicked them out, they're like toddlers. If they forget everything they learned inside, right? They wouldn't even be able to survive.
Maybe
Well,
that's
we
why it was abandoned. Maybe it's like they left and forgot to go home.
Well, they
Well-
would have forgot everything, right?
This effect wasn't present on the other entrance.
Did we leave it there?
I thought we... Did we not? Ooh.
I don't remember.
But we aren't sure if you would forget like skills. It might just be memories and
We
stuff.
could test it.
Okay.
Does anybody want me to help them try to remember first?
Well, the only one that's forgotten is a Stoy, and you're not so much. You don't think you'd so much be able to help him remember as help other people not forget when they pass through.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
From what I gathered from Nyx's sarcasm, I think it happened multiple times.
No, only just the once.
Oh, I only forgot once?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Next, do you want to go next? And
Sure.
see if maybe Grace's magic can protect you?
Well, again, do we want to exit here or try to find another exit that's safer to get down?
I don't really think it's necessarily the best idea to go back the way we came from, because, I know you don't remember this, but I worked some pretty powerful magic down there. I summoned several earth elementals, and you were all really scared, and I was like, I got this, but you were like, no, run away. And so, we're now up here. Right?
Yeah. I think that the weather may be bad, but caves are dangerous too, and we don't even know if it's worth it.
Oh, there's these traps that like freeze you in place, and you slowly start trying to rock. It was that really sucked. And then there's other traps that like had spikes in the bottom, and you fall in. You're like,
Sounds like a pretty dangerous place.
no, it wasn't great.
Yes. I think
Except for the
both
parts that were great.
Both options pose danger, but I personally would rather take on inclement weather versus earth elementals and magical traps and potentially getting lost.
Wait, can
Right.
we verse the earth elementals against the inclement weather? I'll like look. Yeah, I'll look to Grace and say, Ready?
Sure.
As you prepare, I stand in front of you with a sheet of paper that says Nyx agreed to play Castles and Centaurs with knots, and I hold it up in front of you while you undergo this procedure
Oh my god.
to help you.
Okay.
So currently, I guess that means that there's Knots, Grace, and Nyx all kind of crammed together in this small little alcove on the other side of the illusion, getting ready to get Nyx to just cross the plane of this alcove. And whenever you're ready, you can attempt to move across. And Grace, you can tell me how you're helping him.
I am gonna spend a stress to add 2 to his action roll.
Are you going to also help and spend a hope?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. So you'll get an advantage and a +2 to your roll, and it'll be a knowledge reaction roll.
Okay. It is a 17.
Okay, I'll let you know that is a failure, so you do have the option available since she did both the help and the stress to spend 3 hope to double the result of your hope die.
I will do of my hope die. Yeah, I'll do that. 22, 25, 27, 26. 26.
Yeah. You spend in that hope. You pass through and manage. You can almost feel as you pass through, like Grace's magic, like flare up a little bit, like on the just like the touches of inside your mind, as if it's physically helping you push something back, and you pass through and you still remember what happened. Okay.
And
It's freezing though, and it's
okay,
very windy.
I'm gonna wrap kind of my traveler's cloak around me and read the paper that's sitting in front of me still, and just try and look very confused.
Do you not remember how to read? I don't think you were, Grace. Can you do something else? Can you zort his head with like some electricity or something?
You want me to chain lightning him?
I only got like a 15 on performance, so it may not be that believable at this point.
I think Knots believes you because Knots is inclined to believe most things and is very gullible. However, Grace, you know that
Oh yeah.
Nyx is putting up a front.
I'll break into a grin and be like, I'd
Well-
love to play Castles and Centaurs with you, Knots.
Aw.
Yoink.
Dang it, never mind. I have minor illusion that I could play on knots.
Could have tried.
Trix, you want to go next?
The rest of you are still behind the illusion, so don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, I can go.
I spend a stress and a hope to help.
Okay, you get advantage and +2 additionally to a knowledge reaction roll.
Okay. I'm also going to spend a hope to add Heart Guardian.
Go for it.
Oh wait, advantage. I need a 6. So I'm just gonna roll these. Big thing, everybody. I'm getting so much help. Whoa. Okay. 15, 16, 18. I'm gonna add my 4 prayer dice to bring that up to a 20.
20 is what you needed. You.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a high DC. It's not an easy DC.
Yikes.
It's the same DC as when you guys came into the game that only 2 people got.
Hmm.
But you, you pass through and you feel a similar thing with the featherlight touches of Grace's magic on the outer reaches of your mind, helping you push back something. But when you pass through, you remember.
Tris, like, breathed a sigh of relief, and then was like, okay.
And it's freezing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like the second
I
you
described
pass
she
the
had
plane.
pulled like some fur, like a fur out of her travel pack when they started up the mountains. So she probably just like pulls that further around herself and then turns to everyone else like, well, I remember everything, so that's good.
I'm gonna pull out my loot super quick and play a heartbreaking song so anybody that is within close range of me can take a hope.
Ooh.
Nice.
Salad.
That's a very inspirational, heartbreaking song.
I guess it's down to Estoy, Knots, Kavoon, and Grace. Grace has to do the magic, so probably should go
Story
last.
doesn't care if he remembers. 'Cause he's
Estoy
already
doesn't
forgot.
remember.
Yeah.
So
I only have two hope.
Hey, don't worry about me.
I mean, you only have 2 up. You do have 2 seraphs in your party that could spend prayer dice to give you hope.
True.
This is true.
Could. They don't have
Ryan,
to.
we can't
That's a
hear you.
character decision.
Oh wait,
You can't hear me?
now we can.
Curtis.
Can now.
I'll spend a
Yeah.
prayer dice to give you 2 hope.
Oh, thank you. That was not sarcasm. It was just like I'm going last. So. Anyway,
So
who
Carly,
wants to go next?
Knots thinks that Kavoon should go next.
Okay.
If
It's going
you're
to be
good
an
with that,
agility roll
Grace.
because all of your rolls for him are agility.
Right.
Grace can
What
still
I'm
assist.
wondering is, because we have like a magical connection between us as a ranger and they're beast bound, can I use my not my friend experience to bolster it by the experience,
Sure.
which
You
is
spend the hope.
3, 2 is what I meant to say. I will absolutely spend the hope.
All right. Grace, are you spending the hope and stress to help Kavoon cross the barrier?
Yes.
All right, so you can roll with Kavoon at advantage with an additional +2 plus whatever your experience is, and you can roll agility because it's for Kavoon.
All right, not terrible. So that's 19 plus 2 is 21.
Yeah. You can feel through your connection that Kavoon is not confused and remembers what happened.
Grace, come over here a second and have a seat with me.
Okay.
I know this is stressful on you, and maybe I can help some. And so I'll spend a stress to turn into Kavoon. and I'll lay there with her and, like, nuzzle her. And after a few minutes,
Emotional support animal.
yes, after a few minutes, I will use, if I can find it suddenly, Clarity of Nature, and reduce her stress by 3.
That's how many I have.
Yep.
Hey. What, am I allowed to talk now?
Awesome.
Mother,
I
I crave violence.
Always creates violence. I wake up in the morning and she comes in and I think she's gonna be all cute and snuggle me and nope, bite.
Teeth snuggles.
hold on. Hold on.
Okay, well we have Knots, Grace, and the story left.
So I did
Yep.
roll for Knots to see whether or not she was present enough in the moment to not walk after Kavoon. I did not.
Oh no.
Okay.
In her excitement, I was like, she might just walk through. Let's find out. Stoy, do you want to go next?
Because my dad jump scared me so bad.
Kavuna Stoyle just kind of
They
shrug
do that. That's-
and walk out.
I just saw a person standing there.
I'm guessing you walk out without waiting for Grace to help you.
Yeah, I've already told him I didn't care if I remembered, because I already forgot.
Fair.
Give me a knowledge reaction roll.
Okay.
Oh, now we're gonna have to re-explain everything. Just do it.
He forgets that he forgot.
Oh boy.
Yep. Once again, you left a cave and just walked outside a different cave. It's really different,
Yeah,
weird, and
I'm in
some
a
of
cat
your
form.
people are out of the cave, and some of them are in.
I guess that leaves Knots.
You got those nods.
Grace, are you helping Knots?
I am.
Is there anything I can do to help you?
I think I got this.
Well, if you're sure, but I don't want to. I don't want you to forget.
Why don't you write me a note real quick?
I do pull like a good ream of paper out of my bag, and you can see I've been writing notes for everyone.
Like a campaign
Just in
journal.
case.
I'll spend a hope to also help Knots. Maybe just think about how good of a campaign this would make. You don't want to forget that.
Such a good point. Wait, hang on.
I sit down. You see my tongue stick out as I'm writing more things down. And then I'll get up and give it a try. I have no experiences to boost myself with here.
That's fine. You'll roll. You have advantage twice, so you'll roll 2d6s and choose the higher.
Okay.
And I believe Grace is spending the stress again also, so you'll have an additional +2 to the roll.
Gotcha.
And it's a knowledge reaction roll.
Yeah, it's all right. It's going to be great.
Living with opioid addiction can be a struggle. Trapped in a cycle of opioids.
Who's living with opioid addiction? What's going
I
on?
don't know. I don't know where this came from.
My mouth opens and this comes out while I walk through. It's the creepiest
My
thing
dad
ever.
handed me his phone, and then for some reason, I just unmuted, I guess, or I clicked mute and it didn't happen. And then I was like, what is happening?
Oh no.
All right, so I choose which advantage to roll. Is that right? Or which to choose?
Yeah, you get to take the higher.
All right, so I got a 6 and a 12 on the dice, and so that's 18, 22, and then +2 from, so 24.
Nice.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to be?
You pass through.
These are not
No,
fear building, right?
no fear.
Okay.
These are just reaction rolls.
Well, you cannot have that fear then. I'm keeping it for myself.
But yeah, you pass through, and that single-minded focus on how you are going to turn this into the best Castles and Centaurs game allows you to remember it, no problem.
Nice.
Now it's just Grace on the
All
other
right, Grace,
side.
you got this.
Does she got this? We don't know. She's very strict.
Is there anything like magic wise that any of the rest of us can do?
Well, I was gonna ask if I could use New Year's Day as part of mine.
Yeah, you can spend a hope.
Okay.
And once again, you can spend the stress also for your primal origin for yourself. That's like what it's
Yeah.
meant for.
And then Ryan or Nix, you said I get a hope from you. I get 2 hope from you. Okay. That's my dad. If you heard that. So yeah. Can I spend an extra hope for to say that Nix is helping me? Or
They have to spend the hope to help you.
gotcha.
So somebody could attempt to help her by spending a hope if they want.
Yeah, I'll spend a hope to try to help.
Okay. Sweet.
So you'll have advantage.
Yep.
+2 from New Year's Day, and then if you're spending the stress, you'll get +2 from your primal origin as well.
And it's knowledge?
Yes.
Sweet. The
That
hell
was
just
not a good
happened?
phase.
It just kept spinning?
It's not how far attacks.
I got a 19.
I mean, I think you have some seraphs with some prayer dice that could bump
Yeah.
that if they
And
want.
would we see this?
You would see a slight like glaze to her eyes beginning to like fall over.
Okay.
As she
Spread another prayer die to add 3 to your roll.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was muted. I said that I was going to. It's fine.
The two Sarahs are just like battling each other to give paradise out.
I mean, you get them every
No, I
session.
wanna do
Might as well use them.
No, I want to do it. No, I want to do it.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, you're just like,
Yeah, you for a second feel a fog beginning to fall over your mind, but then you lock eyes with both the seraphs that see that happening and manage to push it back, and you remember what happened.
You remember nothing, Jon Snow.
And it's freezing.
I'm gonna pull out of my nomad's pack. Nomadic pack. A bunch of well, I guess he probably wouldn't have a bunch, but like a couple like blankets that people could use to keep them warm, and like some, let's see what he would have. If he has like a fish, no. I kind of want to make snowshoes, but I can't think of any. Like, he would have twine, but I don't think he'd have like a malleable piece of wood. So yeah, we'll just get some like.
You can absolutely pull out a few blankets to pass around to a couple of your companions to help keep them warm up here. And as you guys look around, as you're standing on this like small ledge that kind of backs out of this alcove, you guys are standing in about like a foot of snow, and there's wind brushing past you with snowflakes falling down. It's not heavy, but it is cold and it is you can't see super far ahead because of the snow falling and the wind and everything else. But you're out here. You're out of the cave, out of the alcove, out of the underground, whatever the hell you've been in. And Astoya is the
So,
only one that doesn't remember. Astoya is very confused.
you remember where you are?
Rawr.
I don't know whose cat that is, but perfect timing.
It's mine.
Perfect.
It wasn't mine.
She's
I was
screaming
gonna
at me.
I was
Love
gonna
it.
say, I feel like that's exactly how a story sounds.
Right. Um.
Yeah, Astoya does currently look like Kavoon,
Yeah.
but very confused where Kavoon is not.
We should try to scout to see if we can spot the people that we've been tracking.
Oh, wait, Astoy wouldn't remember becoming Kavoon.
Right.
So,
No.
so it's
Sorry,
probably
right.
very confusing.
Oh no.
What do you...
Kavoon, do you remember? Or not Kavoon. Astoy, do you remember us? Okay. Just know that you were a very good emotional support animal.
We are sorry, though. We'll explain why later, but we're real sorry for what happened.
And I just like grin and walk away.
Yeah, he like stares and nods.
If Astoy looks over at Grace, she's going, nope.
It is quite difficult for Knox to walk up here as the snow is like above their knees.
So I'm assuming it's colder here than it was in the area that we were, where it was also snowing, but it's like much
It is
more
much
snow.
colder. It is below freezing.
Well,
up here.
not to be outdone, I am going to reach into my nomadic pack and I'm going to pull out one more blanket than what Nick's pulled out. However, once like you put it on, they're much smaller blankets. They're not size blankets. So she
So
puts
he pulled
one-
out 5 hand towels.
right. You pulled out 4 blankets, and I pulled out 4, like throw blankets. The little,
Um. We don't know whether or not we're supposed to be going up or down the mountain from here, right?
You're not sure. Your main endeavor thus far, since you have found this exit, has been figuring out how to get out and remember. First glances have not told you where you were. You haven't done much more than just glancing to try to figure out where you guys are, though.
Nick, can you ask your I don't really know your whole deal, but whoever it is that you contact with your brain, can you see if they have any suggestions?
Nick's kind of nods. I was hoping we could maybe figure this out a different way, but if there's no other way, then yes.
I mean, is there even a path up from here? Looking around.
You can give me an instinct roll.
Okay.
To take a look around.
Can I help with that?
Sure, if you spend the hope.
Sure. Glad to.
28
Nice.
with hope.
With help or fear.
Hope. Rolled a 12 on that.
Okay, so you can take that help. Yeah, you start looking around, momentarily pushing back your complete and utter confusion, since no one has told you really what's going on other than to apologize. So you do take a look around, and as your surroundings are getting brighter, and you can start seeing the sun peeking out like behind clouds, like where the brighter dot in the sky just coming up above the horizon. Um, you do see not necessarily like a specific like well-traveled path, because of the snowfall. But you do see within the mountain line a like a ridge that you can follow that connects that like pulls up to like a higher ridge and a flatter area that you could walk along. As the alcove that you guys came out of is kind of like on the side of the mountain versus anywhere that's particularly wide or flat. So you do see some ridges that you could follow relatively easily, um, before getting up to what looks like a flatter, wider area.
Okay.
Now, can I use I know places to figure out where we are?
I mean, you can try, but look, you've traveled a lot. That doesn't mean that you've traveled the mountain peaks a lot. This is like real high up in the mountains. You're talking about like going into a mountain range and walking the ridges of the Alps and stuff. Not many people come up here, so I'm going to say that you can roll, but it's going to be a very, very, very difficult roll.
Then I won't roll.
Are there any known mountains that are like always snow-capped, for example, or?
I mean, there's a pretty big section
Okay.
in the middle of the Broken Spine that is continuously covered in snow. And they were in the relative direction that you guys were traveling previously.
Stoy will walk back over to Nyx and like take his hand in his mouth and kind of drag him a little bit or pull to show him the path.
Okay. Nyx is gonna listen to the very loud and whipping wind up here, and kind of fall into a cold but solitary divination. I will spend 3 hope to
Okay.
ask what the safest and shortest route to our destination would be, or is.
Okay. So once again, when you fall into this trance, your vision kind of separates into multiple possibilities, kind of all overlapping and meshing together. And you notice ones where like you guys go one direction, heading in the direction that you believe is south, and another one heading north, some heading down the mountain, and it all kind of overlaps and couples together before a singular like possibility unfolds. And you see the group of you moving up the ridge line that the story has pointed out up to the flat area. And there, you're not sure exactly where, but once you guys get up there, you guys are happy. You found indication of something or someone, or maybe the people that you guys are following, once you've moved up into that flat mountaintop area towards the north.
I am going to say, up it is. And kind of shake off whatever snow has accumulated on me.
Not much.
And,
It's a very light snowfall currently.
yeah, yep. And then he'll start leading the way.
Yeah. Go for it. As long as you're not moving too fast, it's not a super treacherous hike other than the snow. So as long as you're moving fairly carefully, it's pretty easy to make sure you don't slip and fall or step in the wrong place as you guys start following the ridge line up to this flatter portion.
Stoy will follow
And,
right behind just to help keep an eye on him.
Yeah, Triss is close behind also.
I'm going to climb up on Kavoon and put blankets on me, therefore covering Kavoon as well, as they just kind of like melt into his fur.
Yeah, easily enough. All of you can follow pretty easily up this this little bit of the winding ridgeline. It does take you a while to get up there, moving at a nice, slow, safe pace. Um, but as you guys get up onto this flatter portion, you can see that it seems to be some kind of small uh, valley that's between like a bunch of different peaks. It's like a portion where they kind of all connect together that's just covered in snow. And you guys can take a look around to see if you can find a sign of what you are looking for. When you're up here, there are slight signs of activity, but because of the snowfall and the wind, it's all kind of obscured.
Yeah, I'm mostly looking for probably like smoke, signs that people are housing or, camping.
I'll spend a hope to help because I'm
Sure, you
tall.
can give
and
me an
see
instinct
further.
roll. I mean, whoever wants to give me an instinct roll can give me an instinct roll to see if they can spot something.
My
And so I said
instinct's
they're specifically looking for fire or houses or something. If somebody wants to look for something different.
I know it's going to be hard to do, but I'll look for footprints.
People look for things like climbing gear or like worked stone, like a place for someone to have gone in, or like old campfires.
Sure, anybody that is taking a look can give me an instinct roll, and then
Yep. 6 with
let me
hope.
know what you got. You can
6?
take that hope.
Jeez.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 and a 1.
The sun is currently reflecting very brightly off of the snow into your Kavoon eyes, and it is fucking with your depth perception, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't really tell where anything is or how far away it is. It's all a
Just a
little
blur.
bit of a mind trip.
I'm going
I
to
got
do... Oh, go ahead.
14 with hope.
14 with hope.
Same.
Okay. Well, you guys are looking for different things, so I'll get to you in a second. 14 with hope. You're looking around for anything that might indicate that people lived up here or did anything up here. You take a look around and you notice pretty quickly that there's not really any signs that anybody lived up here, whether recently or old. There's not like any leftover stones or bricks or anything that looks like it could be a like permanent esque shelter. The one thing you do notice is that there seems to be a natural path, and whether that's because people have walked it or if it's just the way that the mountains fall, there seems to be a natural path uh, out of this valley in two different directions. One that's more towards the south, which is not the way you guys came in. Um, and there's one more towards the north that seem to be like more natural paths in and out of this valley. Grace, you're looking around, and the only footprints you see are you and your companions. There doesn't seem to be any leftover footprints, which is not surprising given the snowfall that is occurring. Did anybody else roll?
I did, but I got a 13, so.
With hope or fear?
With hope.
You take that hope. And Jeremy?
What? Does anyone remember what it was that I was looking for previously when I was tracking these people? That was a while ago.
I mean, you previously were just tracking like their actual, like, just like
Passage, like their footprints and stuff.
passage, like things, footprints, broken twigs, leftover soot from like a campfire, that kind of stuff.
Since everyone else is already looking for those things, I'm actually going to, looking out from where we are, do we see any other peaks, or is it too cloudy and stormy and we just don't have that kind of
So you're in
visibility?
this valley, and you can see several of the peaks that kind of rise up out of this valley, as it's not super stormy. So you can see a relative distance. You just can't really see like out beyond the horizon,
Okay,
if that makes sense. There's too much cloud cover there.
totally.
But where you are in this valley, I mean, there's a few ridges that go higher, and there's probably about three like definitive, like higher peaks that all kind of form off of this valley.
Then I'm going to actually look in those directions rather than around where we are and see if there's any signs of, doesn't even need to be who we're looking for, but just any signs of buildings or other people or structures, fires, anything like that.
Sure.
Would gifted tracker be applicable or not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then I will spend a hope. Well, you get a fear. 1820.
With a 20 with fear?
20 was fear.
Yeah, you start looking like beyond this immediate area, and you notice in a ridge like off to the northwest, a ridge that connects to one of the peaks, like kind of just down, slightly down from the ridge, there is like a bump or a formation in the snow that attracts your attention. Not so much that it's like a definitive like house or like snow on a house. In fact, it looks like, you know, because you spent some time in the mountains, that sometimes when you're making a temporary shelter in the snow, you like dig into the snow and use the snow as a barrier to
Totally.
like the cold outside. And so it looks like it was somebody like, it looks like it could be, it's pretty far off, but it looks like it could be a place where somebody did that and then left it, and it's like collapsed or kind of filled in, or, you know, isn't just like an obvious dugout portion anymore. But it looks like an area that somebody could have made a temporary shelter within the snow.
I'll reach out and Triss, you're like nearby, and I just kind of like tug at your finger
See
and
something?
point at it.
I think maybe somebody was using that. You see it? The area is kind of far away, but over there, I think they were sheltering her.
Do I see what she's pointing at?
Yeah, you see a slight, like, for you, you're not sure exactly what it is, but you can see like a slight like bump or non-uniform uniformity in the snow in the direction that Knots is
Okay.
pointing.
I'll point it out to everybody else. Be like, not spotted something. Let's go check it out.
Is it in the direction that we were heading generally?
Yeah, it's like slightly northwest. It's mostly north, but a little bit off of north. So it's in
And
the
Nix had
general-
said go. We were going up. Is this up or is it down?
So you guys went up
Yeah.
to the valley. This is like across. I mean, it's slightly down, but then eventually up because the valley, like you guys were at like an edge of the valley.
Gotcha.
So if you went like as the crow flies, it's slightly down into the valley and then up. You could also follow along like the like try and follow the ridges more to go around, and then you wouldn't be going down.
Yeah. Yeah. I just didn't want to derail us.
No, this is the direction that Nix was going to point to go to anyway, so he just kind of agrees and follows your lead.
So how would you guys like to try and get there? Are you gonna just try and go directly across the valley, or are you gonna try and follow along like the outside on the ridge?
I think we should split up.
Good plan.
Can I do an instinct to see which would potentially have more natural dangers?
Sure. You can give me an instinct roll.
That is
Sorry, there is a parade happening in my hometown, and it's a lot of like extraneous noise.
Well, I was just sad that we weren't going to hear the clown car tonight, but at least we get some kind of
instead you get
extraneous sound.
sirens and everything because there's the thing you need to know about my hometown and parades is they're insane. They're insane. The Mother's Day parade is the second longest parade in California, only behind the Rose Bowl. It is like 3.5 hours long. I was once in that parade 3 separate times.
Oh,
I would go down, come back to another slot in the parade, go down, come back. They're insane. And this is the Christmas parade, so it's a little shorter than the Mother's Day parade, but it's a whole thing.
You know, I am all for
5
like
days early.
Right. I am all for celebrating mothers and stuff like that, but what? It seems excessive.
Well, it's the Mother Load parade. It always happens on Mother's Day weekend, and it's also when they have the big like rodeo and stuff. It's all that like weekend, and it's
Lots of to do.
it's monstrous.
It's monstrous.
And as far as 25 days early for Christmas, they always have the Christmas Day parade the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Always wrong.
So
They're consistently wrong. Well, at least we didn't get derailed by going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, true.
I got a 14 with hope.
Roll to dodge parade.
So you know that either direction would cause different types of natural challenges. If you were to follow along like the ridgeline, you're much more exposed to the wind and just anything else. There's no like buffing from that. So and there's a much larger opportunity for like loose rock or things like that. However, going across the valley, you know that oftentimes, especially in these upper valleys, because of the way the snow falls, they can actually end up being a much larger like trek downward and then back up than can be visually seen. And that distance across these types of valleys, because of the uniformity of snow, is often hard to judge. So, either way, pick your own poison.
That's what Nick says.
Nice.
And then he goes across.
Across the valley or across the ridge?
Across the valley. Be around on the ridges, across through the valley.
As you do that, I shout, "Wait! Do you want me to send a midnight spirit out first?"
What?
That might not be
You-
a bad idea. We don't know what the snow might be hiding.
Okay. I'm gonna cast a midnight spirit to.
Okay, if you're trying to use this Midnight Spirit as a preemptive, like trail checker, I'm gonna need a spellcast roll on top of it, as a Midnight Spirit, while it can carry things and things like that, is not truly a person.
Okay.
It's made of magic. So,
Okay. Would
But
that
if anything
be?
eats magic, that thing is toast.
toast. So yeah, I just need a spellcast roll, which for you is presence or instinct, as you are a bard and a sorcerer. But I think it's a sorcerer spell, so it would be instinct.
I critted.
Hey!
Nice.
Woohoo! Take your hope and clear the stress. Yeah, you send your midnight spirit out, and they do start to leave like footprints in the snow. They're not quite as deep or dense as maybe you would normally leave, but you have managed to insert some mass into your midnight spirit as you send it off ahead of your group. Is everyone else following the midnight spirit?
Actually, I reach into my nomad pack to pull out a sled, and there isn't one in there because I already used my nomad pack.
Oh no.
So Knots looks very dejected and puts
Well,
her
we-
notepad.
The
we
real
gotta
question
shave
is does Knots have a big enough pot that they could sit in?
I did hear someone say shield.
Well, I was gonna say a big enough pot
Right.
that you could sit in. I don't think you have a shield. I don't think that's in your inventory.
Not mine, but I feel like somebody said
I said,
shield?
do we have a shield?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. I use two-handed weapons.
that's
so.
right. Knots will
all
just
the
continue dreaming about sledding.
Astoil. Oh, good.
No, go ahead.
I said Astoil will follow after the spirit, occasionally sticking his head down in the snow and sniffing, for like small predators or small prey, etc.
I mean, you can give me an instinct roll if you're trying to look out for predators or prey that might be under the snow.
Yeah.
Well, that would be a 17 with fear.
Okay, you can take that. I can take that fear.
Yep.
Great.
I can take a
You
hope if
can
it
take the
fails.
fear that I will instill inside of you.
Yes.
No, I mean it's not a failure, but
Okay.
you do occasionally like stick your head into the snow and start sniffing around, but you pretty quickly realize that there's not much living up here. There's not really much sign of any kind of plant life or anything that could sustain something living up here. It's pretty desolate except for the rocks and the snow.
All right.
So you're pretty sure that in the least you're not going to be relatively safe from your standard predators
Okay.
that might be up in the mountains. However, as you guys do start to move down, the Midnight Spirit is moving ahead of you, and there's a point when the Midnight Spirit like takes a step, and a whole like shaft of snow like slides with that step, and you see the Midnight Spirit just kind of fall and disappear as a bunch of snow just starts tumbling down further into the valley. I will need strength or agility reaction rolls from everyone to try to avoid being caught up in the shaft of snow that suddenly kind of disappears beneath.
I'm great at these.
Right? What can go wrong? Do you want me to roll 2, or because I'm riding Kavoon, do you want 1 from Kavoon?
Do Kavoon's.
Okay.
I should be good at these, but I just rolled terribly, so I'm going to use the last 2 of my prayer dice to bring it up to an 11.
I will note that the DC is lower because the Midnight Spirit was leading, but it's still
Not that low.
I want to hear what everybody else got so I can paint the picture.
17.
12.
17.
I got a 17 as well.
Jeremy, did you say 12?
I did say 12.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yeah, the Midnight Spirit like falls away and disappears, and you're not sure if it disappeared under the snow or just was magically released upon taking some sort of damage. You're not sure. You guys are too busy focused on trying to like maintain your balance, and most of you manage to like hunker down and hold yourselves in place. However, Triss's high, your center of gravity, means that when she fails to recenter herself into a good position, she falls, and she falls hard. As 1 second you guys are all like breathing a slight sigh of relief as you have managed to avoid falling, and the next thing you see is the large body of your giant friend beginning to be swallowed up by snow as she slides down the mountain in front of you. You will take 1 hit point of damage from this initial initial thing, but now you all have opportunities to try and change her situation.
Can I try and, because halberds have like a curved thing on them, can I try and use that like an ice pick, and essentially like as I'm falling inside I just turn around and just into the ground to try and hold myself?
Sure. You can give me an attack roll for your halberd.
Cool. There we go. Why couldn't I have rolled that originally? 22.
With hope or fear?
With hope.
Okay, so you can take that hope. Yeah, you're tumbling down and you manage to like turn and swing, and your halberd latches into the stone, and that initial tug holds, but now you're just hanging by it as like snow and rock kind of pushes past you, and you will take 9 points of physical damage, which this time you can use armor slots or whatever to
okay.
if you wish.
You said how many?
9.
9. Okay. Shoot. So my armor score is 7, and so I automatically reduce it by that, but that's to 2, which still doesn't. Sure, I'll use an armor slot. It's kind of like holds up her gauntlet over her face, and it just ding 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 ding.
So,
I don't take any
Twist has stopped moving, but there is still currently like Slash and Rock, like the tail end of the slide, pulling down on top of her.
So I'm going to pull out my bow and an arrow, and I'm gonna like tie rope to it. I'm gonna aim at Triss, and then just a little higher and shoot it past her.
Nice, no.
And try and make like essentially a safety line that she can use.
Yeah, sure. Give me an attack roll for
Sure.
your bout.
That is a 21 with fear.
Okay. Yeah, you
Stop rolling so well for your dice.
you aim like slightly above her shoulder, but you don't aim enough above her shoulder, as it just barely like catches into her, but the rope is now right in front of her face. So what do you normally roll for damage for your arrow?
Sorry, hang on. That is D12 plus 5.
Is it what 1d12?
1d12.
No, like what's the 1d12 plus 5? That's it. You
Yeah.
don't have like 3 in proficiency.
Let me equip it real quick and just see if it changes anything. Doop doop doo. Oh, sorry. Now it's 3d6 plus 7.
Okay, 3d6 plus 7. Okay, so that's going to be 10 points because it'll be the minimum of what you could roll
Gotcha.
as you edged her. So you do take 10 points of physical damage, but there is now a rope in front of you.
Trish, I'm so sorry. My hands are so cold.
It's okay, this helps.
I will
You can
spend
give me a strength roll to try and
Yeah.
pull up the rope.
Yeah, I think it'd be like combo, like sort of rope, and then still like the halberd using as an ice pick, just up.
Yeah, it's not a high DC. There is a chance of failure though.
Yeah, you said strength check, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a 18.
With hope or fear,
With hope again.
you can take that hope. Yeah, you managed to with the rope and your halberd pull yourself up to where the rest of the group is. The rest of the group, you're standing on this small, now not covered in snow, like rocky little ridge that you can see just kind of cuts out, and then about like 10 feet below that, the snow has resettled again.
So it's like a crevice.
Yeah, it was like there was like a ridge, and because of where you guys stepped, the snow all shifted off of it, and so now there's just like the tiny top part of the ridge is like visible as a little line across the snow.
Chris like pulls herself up and stands up, like brushes the snow herself, and goes, "There's a hole there."
Estoy will walk over and nuzzle her, and we'll heal her for a D4, spending 3 hope.
Aw, thanks. I only have 1 hit point, so
Oh, maybe you only healed 1.
yeah. Is the Midnight Spirit gone?
Yeah, the Midnight Spirit is no longer visible.
Okay.
And Grace, if you try to connect with it, it's not there anymore.
That means it did its job.
Yes.
On that note, this would be a great place to have a little break, as I know Lauren needs to head out.
Thanks for joining us, Lauren.
Take care of some stuff. So.
All right. Well, then
We'll
we'll
be
be
back.
back in short. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Take care.
And welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. Well, they just caused a little mini avalanche and are attempting to, I don't know, go check out some weird bumps in the snow.
It's
That's
what you
what it
always
does.
do.
Right. Nothing weird about that.
I mean, weird bumps in the snow are never dead bodies, so it's fine.
I'm just glad it's not dark out so that Knots doesn't try to summon light and cause the whole mountain to come down on us.
And I didn't forget how to do it.
This is true. Knots did not forget how to summon light and apparently earth elementals.
I am going to reach into my bag and root around in there for a moment and, like, with shaking fingers, pull out a small vial, pop the top off of it, and hand it to Triss.
Oh,
Are
if you want to heal her, she's fine. She's fully healed.
I healed her already.
JK,
So
never
I
mind.
healed her 1 hit point. She marked off
Poison her.
Right? Who said I was healing her? I was giving her some kind of liquid. No,
Do we have any more stress potions?
I do.
I mean, if you don't have one, you don't have one. I believe they had gotten passed around to people because after the first bit, now it's people have stuff instead of a grab bag.
Are you looking stressed?
I thought I was way more stressed than I was.
I got a bunch of
but I have-
stress cleared by a story earlier.
Yeah,
You used and you critted.
yeah. So I'm good.
I'll just lick the top
Sorry,
of
I
the
had-
potion, then restopper it, put it back in my bag.
Yeah. So you guys are about like halfway down to what you think is like the bottom of the valley. However, a bunch of snow did just like shift down, so you're not quite sure how deep the snow is at the
That
bottom
was my
of the
question.
valley at this moment.
When I get within 30 feet of the lump, or the first lump, I'm gonna use my arcane sense.
Sure. That's still across the valley. You still have a bit of a ways before you're even near where that is. You guys are still on the down road.
No, I know. I just wanted to have that in your mind so when we get closer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to spend a hope, and nearby us, a small Yeti-shaped creature made of snow will form and climb up out of it.
Hey,
Hi.
how's it going?
Hello.
You obviously exist in this area. And
I
was
mean,
one,
you pulled me from the snow here, so yeah.
yeah, so, I was wondering if you could kind of head down this hill with us and just travel ahead of us and like jump up and down and stuff.
You think because I'm made of the snow won't hurt me?
Well, no.
Whatever. And it just kind of just like, and it's like a small, like Yeti shaped thing. It's probably about 2 feet tall.
Right.
So a little shorter than Knots.
Right.
And just starts like walking through the snow. Like after a little bit, like at first it's about like up to his hips, like because it's a foot of snow. But then it starts just getting higher and higher, and eventually you can't see the Yeti anymore. You see a little bit of snow kind of collapsing inwards. You presume he's still walking through it, but you can no longer actually see the Yeti.
So, I'm not really sure what to to do about that?
I gestured in the direction we're supposed to be heading.
I mean, Triss looks at you and says, I mean, I could carry you.
But I mean, who's gonna carry Kaboom and other Kaboom? What if you fall down again? I don't want to have to try and like save you again and shake you one more time.
I'll be fine. Do you want me to carry you or not? Or you could just ride on Kavoon and see how long that lasts.
I'll just stand Kaboom. I just
pull the blanket over my head and just like crouch into Kaboom's fur.
Triss will start following after the little Yeti guy and just like cutting a swath in the in the snow.
Stoy will follow after that. That's a nice trail.
Right?
Not gonna follow after that because I've walked through snow that people have walked through, and I like to walk through powder much better.
Only I had skis. This would be amazing.
Yeah, you guys start trekking back down, and yeah, I mean the snow keeps getting like higher and higher. Eventually, Nyx, it's passed over your knees and it's crawling up your thighs, and it's pretty close to your waist when it feels like and looks like you guys have reached the bottom of the valley. At least it doesn't feel like you're walking down anymore.
So we're not going south, is what you're saying. Now we're going north.
Now it's up.
Down is not south, down is down.
Always like walking south. Feels
South
like
is
going
different than
downhill.
down. Science.
Treebeard.
South is not
I'm a
affected
shrink.
by gravity. South is south. Down is affected by gravity. Anyway, after that great science lesson, yeah, you guys are currently in a leveled out, flattened portion of like the bowl of this valley, and it is about like 3 feet of snow.
Pretty good.
Is the lean-to down here, or is it
No, it's across. You
up on
still
the other
have
side?
to
Okay.
like get across the flat portion here and then up the other side.
How far have we, or how long have we been at this trek?
You can give me an instinct roll to judge time by the sky.
I got
Remix.
a 19 with hope.
Great, you could take that hope. Yeah, it took you a few hours to get down. So tracking where the like spot of sun is in the sky. It's taking you a couple hours to move down this slope, and you know it'll take even longer going up. And combined with the little bit of time, like the time that it took to get out of the cave and like up to the top of the like where you guys started, the top of the ridge, it's past midday. It's probably early afternoon now, based on where the sun is in the sky.
Well, we are going to need to put some heat on it. Or
Yeah, if you
potentially,
guys try to start moving a little quicker, especially across this bottom area, you absolutely can. I will need. Let's go. Your choice of agility, strength, or instinct roll to move faster without any serious missteps.
Is this climbing up? The
This is so far it's just the flat part,
okay,
but depending on how you roll, it may roll into the moving
gotcha.
up part. But you guys have just started to increase your speed, noticing how long it's taken you, and with the idea to try and get up there before dark, you need to start moving a little less carefully, a little faster.
I critically succeeded.
Me too.
Awesome.
Wow. I did not critically succeed.
What did you get?
24 with hope.
Okay. And Grace?
My mind just like shut down for a second. What do I need to add again?
Agility, strength, or instinct, your choice.
That's a 15
A 15 with what?
with fear.
Okay. And Triss got a 16. So you guys start moving along the bottom, and you don't run into any particular pitfalls or anything. You are starting to get like wet from the snow that you're just like pushing through. Like it's like beginning to linger on your clothes instead of just brushing away. And like the snot in your nose is absolutely frozen by this point, and you can't feel your fingers or toes anymore. But they are still tingling. They're just in that so not hypothermia state, or frostbite state, but like numb. But you guys get across this shallow part and start trekking up the mountain, and you guys realize pretty quickly that this is not easy. Moving up in this deep of snow, up a slope, when you're already tired and it's freezing cold. Anytime someone tries to like stop for a breath, Knots and Nix are there to remind them that it's just going to get worse if they stop. They need to keep moving. The longer they're moving, the easier this is going to be. Not that it's ever going to be easy, but the minute you stop, the cold starts to set in and it becomes much more difficult to start again. So with the two of them like continuously pushing you guys up the mountain and kind of leading the charge, you guys make it. You can start seeing the bump a little more clearly, and it looks like you can see more definitively now that it looks like it was a like some snow that gotten like piled up and like a little like carved out hole on the mountainside. You quickly notice that while there was only like a foot of snow on the side that you guys came down, while it lowered from like the 3 feet at the bottom, it's still sitting at like a 2 foot deep up this side of the valley. So you guys can see it now. It's about like 100 feet away, and it's becoming more clear from where it's set that this was like a dugout, like campsite for a night.
Are there trees here?
There are no trees here.
Okay.
Is there any sounds or
It
anything?
is. There's like no plant life. It's just like rock and snow and ice.
Are there any sounds or any indication that this still might be occupied?
You can give me an instinct roll.
Okay. 16 with fear.
You listen, and about the only sound that you can hear up here is the sound of the wind and the heavy breathing of your companions.
Okay.
It is desolate and lonely and cold and not a happy place to be. The sun has continued to move across the sky and is now getting to the point that it's gonna, like it's starting to fall below the horizon that you can see, which means that you still have quite a couple hours of daylight because you're very high up, so your horizon is higher. So you'll have
Sure.
some ambient light, but you're going to be losing your direct light very shortly.
Well, keep pushing up to the hole.
Yeah. You guys continue to move up to the hole, and eventually you get up close to it. And yeah, it looks kind of like what Knots has described. It looks like somebody had carved in and packed snow to give a little bit of like a wind block and chill barrier, but it has since like collapsed in, and so it's now just kind of this like rough shamble of snow that's gotten a slight bit of snowfall over the top of it.
I will call out.
Snow friend. No friend, where'd you go?
I'm right here. And he looks and he's like 10 feet in front of you, and you just haven't noticed because the snow is still taller than him.
Wait, could you help us dig this hole back out and make it more us size so we can go inside and get warm? I've got treats.
Well, you do know it's just better to try and make a new one than form one out of the old one, because that snow is already like, it won't compact the same way as if you use.
Well, now I know that.
No.
But, could you help do that instead?
Yeah, I don't know if I could. I mean, do you want all of you to fit, including that one?
Yeah, including that one.
You're gonna help, right? Because it would take me like the whole day
Yes.
to make one that big.
Yes, absolutely gonna help.
Just you?
No, Kavoon here too will help.
Rah.
Oh, and,
It doesn't
That's a
have
story.
opposable thumbs.
no, but they can dig real well. Actually, Astoy, can you be something more useful? Oh, crap. Kavoon, that is not what I did whatsoever. I'm a, more diggy. More
If I look-
useful.
If I look over at Kavoon, do I see Kavoon offended?
Kavoon is, yes, currently kind of glaring daggers at Knots. And has assumed it just like a sitting position, like, fine, I'm not going to help.
I go over and pet Kavoon, just like, it's okay.
Triss will offer her assistance and her large hands for
Right.
the molding of space. I will allow you, Jeremy, to you can give me an instinct roll, or finesse. I won't allow either of those to lead this shelter formation. And you can roll with advantage, as Triss will spend a hope to.
Not
Assist you.
bad. That's 9 and 11. So it's 24 with fear. Just speed and
yeah.
fear machine tonight. Sorry.
Between the group of you, you do manage to carve out a pretty decent space. It ends up that Triss ends up like digging and then like forming it around her because the opening would have to be too big for her to enter for it to
Yeah.
be useful.
Useful. Yeah.
But you guys can all like kind of cramp in this like partial igloo, partial snow lean-to structure for the evening, and know that you will, while it is cold in there, the chill of the snow will provide a barrier to what will become colder outside.
Let's not worry about investigating the other one until the sun comes back up. Just go inside and get warm.
So Astoy will return to normal form once we get this built out. I'll use Wild Touch on everybody to kind of pull the moisture off of them to make sure we don't get too cold from that.
And between the blankets that you guys have, I imagine that a lot of the blankets you guys pulled out were like the if you've ever seen the ones that people that go hiking like that are the thin kind of like crinkly material, waterproof material. I imagine the blankets you handed out were a lot like that, so you can like line a bit of the snow with those blankets to help with your body heat melting out the inside and provide another barrier.
And I'll take my blanket, and once we get ready to bed down for the night, I'll like block the entrance with my normal blanket, and then I'll spend a stress to turn into a bear to help. Well, one, to block that entrance even more to keep the wind out.
And I'm gonna pull out
absolutely.
some like dehydrated fruits to give to the snow yeti because I did promise him treats.
He just like grumbles to him.
If we roll him, does he get bigger?
It's a really good question. Can you like stack on snow to make him bigger?
I mean, you could try.
Not his hands are too cold. She doesn't care.
So while the group of you settle in for a nice cold night in a makeshift like igloo shelter, you guys all will be able to take your downtime actions. However, I am going to need a strength roll from everybody to see how the cold affects them.
This is not gonna go well for me. The hell was that?
Yeah. Will I be able to assist him with this since I'm like trying to block it?
You can spend help to assist, yes.
Okay.
I have a question unrelated to this particular roll.
Sure.
When I re-roll a prayer die using 3 hope or refresh it, does that just like bring one of the ones I got back, or do I just re-roll it?
Yes. So re-roll means that if, let's say, you rolled 3 ones and then at the top of the day you spent the 3 hope, you could re-roll one of those ones. Or if you've spent any of your prayer dice, you can spend the 3 hope to get another prayer dice. So you would be able to get one back.
And I would re-roll, or that new one would be a roll. Not if I spent a 3, I don't get a 3 back. I roll a d4 and get that back.
Yeah, correct.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Knowing Grace probably has the least meat on her bones of the rest of us, I'll try to give her a big bear hug to help keep her warm.
Yeah, I was going to
I'll
use.
spend a hope.
I don't know if this will help. I was going to use Kaboon's protective experience. If Grace seems super cold, essentially he'd just go and lay on, like curl up around.
Sure, yeah, you could spend a hope
But let's
to
see
add Kaboon's protective experience to.
So add 2 to whatever you rolled.
I got another crit.
Nice.
Awesome.
I'm punching this cold right in its face.
I got 20 with hope.
Okay. Grace?
I got a 19 with fear, but thank you to Astoy uh, and Knots, because that would have been real rough.
What did Knots get?
Knots got a 19 with fear.
Okay.
So
And Kaboom?
this set of dice is no longer called fear. This set of dice is now hope, because I have rolled fear every time.
And what did Kaboom get?
Oh, that is a good question. Hang on. Okay, new hope dice with new fear dice. Let's see. Still rolled higher on that one. But it is only a 7.
Okay. So let me know what downtime actions you are taking and what you are doing. The effect of the rolls you just made will happen at the end of your long rest.
Okay.
So
I'm reducing stress and preparing.
Does
Triss is going to repair her armor and work on a project to continue attaching the carrying dagger to her halberd.
Anybody else preparing, by the way? Okay.
I am.
Yep. This is
Alright,
a long rest, right?
Jason,
Yep.
Soy is preparing, and what else?
Reducing stress.
Great. Grace, you're preparing, and what else?
Reducing stress.
Great. Next. Preparing and
Working on a project
okay.
that I don't know what it is yet. I'm going to.
Are you adding your gemstone to your...
I
I
already did that. I'm going to. Can I work? Can I try and make snowshoes?
Sure. You can absolutely attempt to try and make some snowshoes from equipment you have on hand. Give me a finesse roll.
I rolled a 12 and a 1, which is 15.
Okay, yeah, you managed to get like one set done, so enough for one person to have snowshoes.
I am going to say that this one set that I made was normal human sized. So probably wouldn't work for Knots and probably wouldn't work for Triss.
Fair enough. Knots, what are you doing? Preparing? Anything else?
I will prepare, and does anyone need help with anything? I will. What was our project? Anyone remember?
Chariot?
Yeah.
What's that?
The
You had the
chariot?
chariot.
There is that
chariot?
one.
The
I don't think she
chariot?
cares about the chariot tonight.
Or
There's
anymore at all.
also team marketing.
Team marketing. I feel like that's enough that she might, like, have like some pamphlets or whatever that she's working on. So I will.
I mean, you
work-
could also start a new project called Castles and Centaurs.
I
Yeah, you'd be
mean,
making your campaign.
so she's still looking into like what the SRD is on that, and whether or not if there's any like lawsuits that could happen if she like publishes her own rule set. So she's avoiding that. So we'll do work on a
Just-
project with the team marketing, and then prepare.
Just make sure it's not just humans and houses.
Right?
That sounds like Sims.
She's waiting on Belon Skunk to buy it.
Ugh,
Ugh, why would you trust him?
right?
I
Anyways,
Did,
what do you?
so-
It's not about trust. It's about money.
Did anyone else prepare?
yes.
Yes,
Nice.
everybody except for Tris.
Okay. Do we get our 2 hope?
Yeah, you
Okay.
guys get 2 hope. No, you get the effects of your rest. However,
Dun, dun, dun.
when you
But wait,
wake
there's
up,
more.
when you wake up, Kavun has taken a stress as a little bit of hypothermia has started to set in, but they don't take damage, so they just take stress.
Right.
Knots and Grace also both take a stress
Oh, stress.
from just kind of waking up multiple times during the night from just like the sense of the cold and not getting up. So you guys all passed, but it's the ones that rolled with fear took a stress.
Totally.
It would have frostbite would have started to set in if you guys had not passed.
I really can't wait for the one time that you're like, okay, everyone, it's okay, if you get a stress and then you die.
Right. You get a stress, you get a stress, you get a stress. You need to make a new character and you get a stress.
So I feel like you're always like,
Well, look, if you guys hadn't tried to make this, it would have been a way higher DC, and some of you would have had frostbite setting in.
Oh, yeah.
glad that we made good
So.
choices.
Also, I got a 13 without the extra help, so thank you.
Which would have been a failure. So the help helped.
That's probably why you didn't
Tris
sleep well.
barely
You got
made
up
her
there,
roll.
like rolling around next to you.
Good heat, bad bedmate, just very kicking.
You
lots
farted.
of- right,
You
lots of
farted in the
farting.
middle of the night.
You may be warm, but
But
there's
yes,
a certain smell
you
that comes
guys-
with that warmth.
All wake up in the morning, not feeling refreshed, feeling cold and achy, but the sun is rising and the day is ahead of you. Tris will literally just kind of wait for all of you to go out of the hole and then just
Sit up.
make a hole in the ceiling and like sit up and crawl out of the now collapsed shelter.
Like kind of shaking, trying to get my hands to warm up, and like I keep reaching up and grabbing the tips of my ears and like pulling them down to kind of keep them like warm. I am gonna go over to the other lean-to and just go inside and look around.
Ix is like
What?
whistling and like very refreshed comparatively. Like he's like, oh, throwing snowballs.
Give me an instinct
Hey,
roll.
hey, nuts.
Uh,
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you want to stick around for just 2 minutes while I sing this song?
Well, your shelter wasn't terribly far away from the old one. It was just in a
Is it within-
new,
was
like
it-
untouched patch of snow versus
Okay.
the crumbling patch of
Do I
snow.
have to walk back over there?
Yeah, done. No, you can go. Never mind. And I'm gonna sing a heartbreaking song, and you all take hope.
I was waiting for take damage.
right, the way you said it, I was like, "You take what?" Thanks for the hope.
You're welcome. Tris also gets one.
I know she's next.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Will help.
but yes, what was your instinct roll? Knots.
Oh, instinct, right? Sorry. would this be considered tracking or foraging?
If you wanted to spend a hope to add one of your experiences, you absolutely could.
Wait.
Foraging wouldn't really apply. There's nothing to forage
Yeah.
up here.
He's looking for humans to eat.
19 with fear.
You just give me all the fear. I could just pretty much assume that I always have
Right.
6 fear because you just
What?
give me all of it.
Anytime I don't say with hope, you could just assume from now on, so I don't have to say it out loud.
No, I'm gonna make you say that.
I mean, both start with F,
Obviously.
so yeah.
Yeah, this is we're shaming you. This is
No, Knox
Shame my
moves over
dice.
to like the collapsed area and starts to look around. And you notice an area that seems like probably not when they were sheltering for the night, but maybe like in the morning, they set like a fire to warm up or warm themselves up. There's a little bit of like sticks and burnt charcoal kind of just left in the mush of the snow. Otherwise, you don't really there's nothing really else left over in this. It looks probably very similar, if smaller, than the one that yours now looks like. However, you do catch sight of what you think would be the direction they walked by this like slight divot in the snow where the new snow has settled and just isn't as high because something had moved through there.
So
and it moves up towards that path.
Perfect.
That you guys noticed that heads out of the valley.
So looking at these tracks, do they seem similar to what I was tracking previously?
You could give me a knowledge roll.
Sure. All right, dice.
With fear.
Right.
With fear. Give me all the fear. I already am maxed on fear, so then I can just make bad things happen to you.
Can I do Gifted Tracker with this?
Yeah.
Then that hope. Well, I didn't roll with fear. I did roll with hope. However, it's only 9.
You're not sure if it's the people that you were tracking. However, the size of the shelter tells you that it's likely only a handful of normal, like human, like average humanoid creature sizes. Whether this was the group that you were following or not, there's no specific signs that say yes. However, there are no specific signs that say no either.
Any idea how long it was ago that they were here?
You could give me an instinct roll.
Oh. All right. Let me do that. I was mostly asking Knots.
Knots isn't sure.
Okay.
Not with that roll.
Yeah, that would be
Not with a 9.
Yeah, that'd be a 13 with fear.
Given the rate of snowfall and that it's been fairly light since you've been out here for the past day, you would guess that it would be like 3 days at the most, but you're not positive.
No, with 3 days, if they're traveling through the snow, we're probably not that far behind them, other than, we'd have to travel through the snow to see them. But I might can get an eye on them.
You mean with your bird thing?
Yeah, if I took the flight to try to follow, if we know approximately where they're headed.
I'm pretty
I mean-
sure that they went. So they went up that way. Do you think that you'll
Yeah,
stay?
if you could scout up ahead and maybe catch eyes, we could see if it's
Can I help?
the people we're following or not.
I mean, I could bring you with me, but if they see us, they'd see someone riding a bird. I don't know if you want to come or not. They might attack. I don't know.
It might be better if you go alone then, because
Also, like, I don't know how much time you've spent flying at this altitude in this weather, but like, are you sure it's safe for you to be flying around?
The wind will be pretty strong. I should be okay, but there are some dangers. Yes, I mean it's still pretty cold.
Don't die.
Don't plan on it. You guys still haven't explained to me what Knots did.
No, it's not what Knots did. It's what we did, and we will explain
All right. Well, when I
If-
get back,
Mhm.
if you're successful.
Are we gonna wait here? Cause just kind of ruined the lean-to. Should we build another one while we wait, or
I would say you'd start traveling.
Trish just picks up Knots and like pulls him in like pulls her in like a completely covered like
Ooh,
hug.
that's a nice warm. I like this.
And then just looks at Astoy like, go take a look.
I'm not going to fly, for a day, obviously. I'll give a little bit of distance, obviously, and try to use the Eagle's advantage on the site. So I'll spend a stress and take off that direction.
Sure, yeah, you can give me an instinct roll to see if you can spot anything along the ridge, along the
All right.
peaks.
So I've got advantage on locate, deceive, and distract in this form. So I'm assuming locate would help.
Yep. Yeah, you can take advantage for that.
Okay. And I'll spend a hope on Eagle Eye. That seems like it'd be appropriate.
Absolutely.
15, 17, 19 with fear.
19 with fear. Yeah, you start flying up in the air. Luckily, it's not, I mean, it's super windy, but with your large form and the natural instincts of the bird, you manage to glide on it pretty easily while you scan the snow for anything that looks out of place or any kind of movement. Initially, you don't see anything on the snow, and you keep moving a little further away from where they were. Not a lot. Before you spot fairly far off in the distance a few like ridges and peaks, and it's slightly down in a non-snowy portion. You see what you think is some figures moving along in like a rocky portion of where like snow hasn't landed and settled, curving around one of these peaks. You just barely can spot some movement down there, and the size indicates to you probably of a average humanoid size. Whether you can't tell if it's animals or humans, but like the size indicates about that size
Okay.
to you as you see a little bit of movement on the rocky patch far off.
Okay.
In the distance.
And knowing most animals are, not up at this altitude based on what we've seen. Probably.
Yeah, you don't really see much any other activity on this altitude. You can see and you can't see super far down either, as you guys are kind of in the cloud cover height currently, so it's hard to see like further down the mountain. But you haven't really seen signs of any kinds of animals or plant life. So that's like the only movement you really
Okay.
spot up here besides the wind on the snow.
Okay. I will turn around at this point, just kind of try to learn the path, or seeing the path that they're going and how we would have to follow and bring it back.
Yeah, as you spend some time trying to like memorize the path and the direction that they headed, some of the winds start to pick up here in this altitude. You're getting the sense that a storm is incoming. Not necessarily like right on you, but like the winds are starting to rise. So if you could give me an agility or strength roll, your choice, for this storm to just navigate the increasing winds as you come
Okay.
back to your group.
Let's see. I'll use that advantage the chat gave me.
Do it.
Wow. 3, 2, 3. 11. With hope. Or, yeah, with hope.
Yeah, as you begin to come back, there is a point when one of a large gust of wind sweeps past you as you're moving around a ridge peak, and you don't quite catch yourself quick enough, and you kind of brush up against the rocky side of the mountain. That is, I mean, luckily it's a snowy patch, so it's not like just straight sharp edges, but you do kind of brush up against it and take 10 points of physical damage as you kind of get pushed up into the mountain before catching yourself and managing your way back down to that.
I will spend an armor to drop that down into my minor.
Sure.
Because 10 is my threshold there. I think it's if it
I
hits.
rolled double fives on 2d6s, so.
Nice. Yeah, it's if it's on the threshold, right? Or is it above the threshold?
Yeah, if it's on the threshold, then it's major damage. Like, it's the step up. So.
Okay.
You have to reduce it below the threshold to get the lower one.
That's what I thought. I was trying to remember. It's been a while on that one. Yeah, so I'll spend that.
But you make it back down to the rest of the group.
Okay. Nice.
Where Triss is still kind of just firmly providing pressure to aid knots in her arms.
But you can hear Knots talking.
I'm telling you, so my dad was telling me the story. When he was younger, he was trapped in a blizzard. And he was riding a mount. It was like this big, gray bird, ostrich creature. And it was really cold. And so, like, when the creature froze to death, he had to cut it open and crawl inside. And so what I'm saying is, we're not going to do that to any of us, but when the story gets back, if we could have a story turn into something large enough for Saul to climb inside, and then we'll just cut him open, and hey, story, welcome back.
I'll land. And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to send like a gust of wind right across the snow, right up into Knots' face.
Oh yeah, you like the snow skirts up and like straight up your nose.
Then I'll turn back to normal. Well, I think I saw them. I didn't want to get close and set them to trying to move faster or hide in their path better. But I saw a couple looks like humans traveling across the mountain. think I know the path that they were going, but they were going the direction that Nick's mentioned.
How far away were they?
Oh, it's a good trip.
You would say not flying, but like hiking, like your group would need to. Uh, about 2 days.
Yeah.
Ahead of you.
But they're also going to be obviously moving. Once they get into better weather, they'll move faster. So I wouldn't rush it too much yet, though. Feels like there might be a storm coming in.
There's nothing you could do to, like, upset their journey. Is there, like, cause, like, avalanches or stuff? Like, but obviously while you being safe.
I mean, I could try to get ahead of them and call stuff from above.
As great as an idea as that is, Nuts, I'm not sure we want people going off on their own when we don't know what will happen.
I mean, I could go with him.
Let's just make it to the top and then figure out the next steps.
I mean, if you're needing anything from them, if you're wanting them alive, that ain't a good way of taking them alive.
I don't think we need him alive. Do we need him alive?
Well, I mean, we need them alive in case they don't have what we're looking for, so we can talk to them about where they put what we're looking for.
Or if it's not actually them.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Could
obviously,
just be
That would
other
be
traps.
that'd be unfortunate for them.
and if you're needing anything from their bodies, if I buried in an avalanche, good luck finding it.
Let's just move up the mountain and see. Let's just get out of this valley and see what lies ahead.
Well, if we see
Like
any,
Nick said.
yeah, I'll take. You said there was a few twigs and stuff left with the fire.
Yeah, just like very little pieces
All right.
of it, but yes.
I mean, it's a start in case we find any other wood or anything along the way.
She said that there was storm coming, right?
It felt like it. Yeah, the wind really was starting to pick up there.
Can I see if there's anywhere that really, like, not near us, but potentially look out ahead to see if there's anywhere that we could hide?
You could take a look, but you guys are still currently slightly like in the valley.
Yeah.
And the path that you'll be taking to follow them is like out of it. So you can't really see much of where you could hide or hang out that's not in this valley from where you are right now.
Okay.
So you could wait to do that once you guys get out if you want. Or you could do it for in here, but there's just not much. I mean, if you're leaving here.
Well, I meant like as we're walking, and I just keep an eye out.
I mean, I'll have you roll in a second, but yeah.
Yeah.
You can try and keep an eye out.
I'll be.
So you guys moving
Go ahead.
up and out?
I'll be keeping an eye out
Right.
for trees or anything down below us, for maybe wood or whatever we can gather.
Yeah,
Okay.
did you see any on your flight?
That's one thing I was going to ask in a second. Yep. Did I see any? Like,
You did not, because of these peaks lying like in the cloud cover. You couldn't see very far like below
Okay.
you. So you mostly just saw rock and snow.
Okay.
But the group of you can start your trek, the final bit that you have up and out of the valley. It's not super difficult for you guys to get out because where you guys put the shelters, you soon realize is like only slightly off of this like natural path that leads up between these two peaks. And so once you guys get on that, you notice that it's a much firmer footing. While there's still an incline and there's still like feet of snow, it's not, you don't have to worry as much about what your feet are landing on underneath the snow. You start trekking up and out, and after about an hour or so, you guys get to the top of the ridge that leads out. So you look back to the south, and you can see the valley that you've just crossed, and the leftover remnants slightly to the west of yours and somebody else's little shelters. And ahead of you, you see a fairly treacherous scramble. It's very much like a rock scramble. So there's not a lot of snow directly ahead of you because it kind of falls off the sides, but there's just these like pieces and ridges of rocks that, while it's not like up a sheer wall climbing, it's very much like rock scramble, like getting over boulders and pieces, and lots of like you need your hands to help you get up these pieces of rocks ahead of you for the next bit of travel. Does anybody like to be leading? Does anybody want to try and do something special to help the group? It will be not a terribly difficult, but a strength check or agility check to maneuver over this section of path ahead of you.
Yeah, I'll take the lead. As someone that is used to going alone, he kind of likes being out in front.
I'll keep an eye out for what looks like potential areas that you're moving that could be hazardous.
Sure. So we'll have Knox give me an instinct roll first.
Oh, okay.
And then everybody is going to make their own strength or agility check, and it's going to be a group roll that'll be led by Nix.
Is that a tracker?
No, not in this specific
Okay. So then it's 17 with hope.
Well, you can take that hope. Yeah, and we'll say that you're right behind Nix, just keeping an eye out for any pitfalls that might be on the way.
And I'm keeping an eye on the people in case they start to slide to try to help them.
Sure.
So with Knotz's help, do I roll a d6 or?
No. That their roll adjusted the DC, but everybody still has to make an agility or strength roll that will feed into your group roll.
And group will. Well, I got.
Well, wait until we see how they modify your roll.
Oh, sorry.
22.
Okay. Astoy?
I'm going to go last because I'm going to be watching to help.
Yeah, but it's a group roll, so I just need to know what your roll is.
Oh, gotcha. And you're wanting agility? Sorry.
Agility or strength.
Okay. Uh, 17 with, it doesn't matter, it's a reaction, right?
And Grace?
For clarification, on reaction rolls, can I use advantage? Because someone gave me advantage from chat.
Yes, you can use advantages given by chat. People just in other PCs in the game cannot help you on reaction roll.
Gotcha.
Reaction.
Yeah. So I have 15.
Okay. You can take a +3 additionally to your roll next.
I got 27.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, easily with the watching and following Nix's movement and not pointing out any rocks that might seem like loose, that could be potential pitfalls to you as you scramble. The group of you make really good time across this like bouldering section that eventually kind of levels and widens out into a little bit of an easier path. Still some scrambling, but not nearly as treacherous or difficult, and with a little more wiggle room for failure. But you guys make pretty good time and quickly move across this section. I will say that.
Good job, Nix.
Yes, that was a very good job.
Yeah, I
Nick.
rolled pretty well.
You did really great. And so it's probably about midday now, but Astoya, from what you remember and has seen of the path, you guys probably made time on them in this, at least in this section of travel.
But when we find the
next
snow
sec-
kraken, it's all over. Spoiler, sorry.
Yeah, this next section, there seems to be a small, like, cliffside path that curls around a peak. So instead of going like up and over, there's this small, it looks like a goat path, even though people don't travel this regularly. It just kind of looks like that curls around the outside of this mountain. And from what you remember, Astoy, after this, there seems to be a like glacier section that you'll have to cross after this curling around this peak. So it won't take you too much time to move along the side of this peak before in early afternoon you guys come upon this massive glacier that is settled between these two peaks, and that you need to cross. And you can see that there are like visible crevices, and so you know that not only are you going to have to watch out and maybe cross some visible fractures, there may be ones that you can't see.
Have I seen any places to hide?
You can give me an instinct roll, but there hasn't been a lot up here until now for you that you could access, or people could access from you.
That is a 13 with help.
Okay, so you can take that help. There's a lot of places to hide now that you can see this glacier, because it is one of those glaciers that's not just like a smooth formation. It is definitely one of those ones that is like twisty with a bunch of like crevices and very uneven looking pattern across it. So there are places where people could be hiding underneath, but also maybe places or ridges that you guys could tuck behind and hide within as well. There is many places that things could be going forward, at least on this stretch of glacier. And looking at how wide it is, it'll probably take you more than the rest of the day to travel, which means that looking at it, you will likely need, if you don't stop here, you will be camping on the glacier tonight.
What do you think? Do you think we stop here and probably give up whatever time we've made on them, or continue and camp on a glacier?
Sorry, just to...
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, just to clarify, can we see the top landscape of the glacier, or do we need to go up to see that?
No, you can see it. It's this path, trail that you guys have done that have crawled around the mountain almost meets directly, you could walk onto the top of this glacier from it. It's a little bit raised, but only 5 or 10 feet. So from where you guys are backed off a little bit, you can see the top of this glacier stretching out ahead of you.
I don't know. That was pretty treacherous. We could try to find we could go on a bit and try and find a place to climb into, so we're not quite so in the open. But some of those holes might go way deep.
Well, yeah, but they're going to be way deep tomorrow, too.
Yeah, but we won't be caught in the dark out there tomorrow.
Oh, true.
How's the sky looking? Does it look like this?
Yeah, you can.
Good question.
Looking at the sky, it is beginning to darken, and not in the way of the sun setting, as a storm is coming in from the north. So you believe wherever this storm starts, it'll likely hit the people that were ahead of you first, but it is coming in from the north and will likely catch you probably coming in late tonight, is what it looks like.
And it's midday right now, right?
Yeah, it's early afternoon. It's like
Yeah.
one in the afternoon.
I say let's walk for another 2 hours and then find a place and really hunker down, because I don't know how bad that storm's gonna get, and it is a mountaintop, so it could get pretty bad.
So can you keep an eye on us from the sky if you see a place that we could go
Yeah.
for?
Yeah, I'll go take a look, or I'll stay with you, obviously, overhead.
Yeah. So as the group of you begin to set out on the glacier, and Stoy
Spends another
follows overhead, looking for a good place to hunker down for the night. Hopefully, after gaining some more time or gaining some more distance on the people that you're following, the group of you set out onto this glacier. So everybody except for Stoy, I am going to need an instinct roll from as you guys get up onto the top of this glacier, and this is the first time any of you have traveled on a space like this. So trying to find your footing and getting familiar with a completely different, unique place of travel. I need an instinct roll from everyone. This is just going to be a reaction. I'm just going to call it a reaction roll. There's no holes that you're falling in right now, but there will be no hope or fear generated. This is just to see how well you adjust to travel here.
Double
I
nine.
got a 15. Nice.
Sorry, who got a crit? Somebody got a crit?
Double nine.
Nice.
Nice.
And Nyx?
I got a 19.
Great. And Grace, what did you say you got?
15.
Okay. And Triss also got a crit, so that I rolled for her. So as a group, you guys step out and you manage to adjust pretty quickly, which means that even if you slow a bit to keep an eye out for crevices and stuff, you're moving faster than maybe you thought you would, given the quick adjustment to your new type of travel. With that in mind, I do need another group roll. I'm gonna guess Nyx is leading the way again. That will be strength or agility. And if you want to Astoy, you're not participating in the group roll. However, you can spend a hope to assist Nyx's lead roll from your position above.
Yeah, I'll use hope and with my eagle eye.
God. I'm going to add my advantage to that.
Thanks, chat.
Right?
Thank you, Chad. They need help sometimes.
14.
We need help all the time.
Okay, so Knott's got a 14. What did Grace get?
I got a 16.
Okay. Yeah, you will take a +1 to your roll, and you'll have advantage granted by Astoy. Nyx.
I got 21, 24. 24. I will use
Nice.
a prayer die and make it even higher. 25.
Boom.
Bam. Yeah, with that, once again, Nyx has seemed to found their stride today. For all their struggles under the rock, now that they're on top, it's almost like a completely different person. And they very confidently and competently begin leading you across this glacier. Somehow instinctually finding areas where the gaps between crevices are small enough that you can just take like a step across instead of having to jump and quickly begin navigating across this glacier. At one point, Astoy from above, you do begin to notice a path that is cut through this glacier as if somebody has already traveled it. And while Nyx seems to stick pretty close to the path, there's a couple points where he peels off a little bit. And looking at it, you notice that it was actually an easier and better path than whatever stretched before. And yeah, you guys are just making good time across the glacier. Now I will need Astoy and we'll say Grace, because Grace specifically mentioned it, to look for a place to hunker down for the night.
2 different vantage points.
It'll be an instinct roll.
I'm also going to spend a hope for eagle eye again.
Can I use a hope for I know places to see if I could know anything?
Sure. I'll allow it in this instance.
Okay. Okay.
I still got a bunch of ice in his eyes.
What did you roll, Astoy?
Let's see, the 1 and 2 combined with the 3 on the advantage and everything else ended up being a whole 10 with fear.
Boy.
Okay. You get a little hyper fixated on the path and like making sure that Nyx doesn't find any like pitfalls or things like that you don't catch as much information from like a wider scan as you might normally. However, Grace, what did you roll?
I got an 18.
With
Hope.
great, take that hope. And you have a little more time to breathe and scan as you are just actively making sure you take the exact same steps that Nyx takes and step in the same places and make the same movements, that you can take a scan out. And you actually remember reading at one point about this kind of glacier, and how sometimes like the fissures and cracks end up creating like tunnels and alcoves underneath the top section that can actually cut through portions of the glacier. And you figure that maybe when the storm comes in, that if you can find one of these tunnels and not just a crevice, it might be a way for you to continue to travel, even though the storm comes in. So you keep an eye out looking for like this one piece of information that like stuck in your brain that indicates it might be a tunnel and not a crevice. And a little bit off the direction that Nick seems to be taking you, you spot the like sloping ice indication that you remember seeing that might pull down into an ice tunnel within this glacier.
I pointed out to Nyx and I say we should head there because that could really help us out.
Great call. Nyx will head over there.
Yeah, as you head over and the group peels off, there's actually a fairly smooth, like sloped section that seems to slope underneath the ice that is large enough, just barely large enough, that Triss could also slide down. You can't see where it ends, but it slides down underneath the ice.
Seeing that they're starting to try to go
And I
under.
think that is a great to. Yeah, we can absolutely start that, but I think this is a great place to leave off. As you guys have found this little tunnel.
Can I ask one quick question before I
Into the
forget by
glacier.
next week? Is there any signs of animals at all through today's journey? Like, are we pretty much in an area that's completely like barren of life?
It's pretty desolate.
Okay.
The minor signs of animals you've seen have all been in the air.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for playing, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me.
Thanks
Hey,
for
you guys got out of
running.
the cave.
We got out of the
Hooray.
cave.
Into the snow.
What cave? Estoy says.
Yeah.
Thanks for running, Carly. Always appreciated. Thank you all for playing. We're going
everybody.
to raid over to someone here in a moment, so hang out and join us next Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we either die in this crevice or continue on and die elsewhere. I mean, no, the dice are going to let that happen.
Well, just
I
remember,
haven't killed anyone since we restarted, so.
It's true. We're due.
Why'd you
just
have to
remember,
jinx
if
us
you
like
use
that?
the ice worm, you have to make Matt's noise for it.
I actually saw that in chat. I'm not really sure what an ice worm noise sounds like from Matt Mercer.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely rememberable if you saw the episode.
It's terrifying.
I cannot.
I cannot.
I have a vocal cord thing.
I can try, but I cannot.
Well, thanks everybody for joining. We will see you next time. Have a good night and a good week ahead. See
Take care,
ya.
everybody.